Good morning. My name is Carlos Francisco Bocanegra Gaitan, and today I'm going to speak to you about syntax. And this is the homework for activity 2 of the class Sintaxis Inglesa of the teacher Karen Pamela Vicente Lopez. So we are going to read about, or I'm going to explain you about the book of. First of all, syntax is about the study of sentence structure. Here we have an example of structure. We call this tree structure. And it means that a sentence can be divided by a simple units that we call constituents. Well, the constituency is the most important and basic notion of a syntax theory. Here we have this sentence: the girl done her homework yesterday. This is only a sentence, and in the book we can see that this is a typical hierarchical tree structure, and the sentence constituent it's represented by the symbol TP in the top of the tree. So consists of two constituents, right? One of them is a noun phrase, NP, as we can see, the girl, and a predicate phrase or verb phrase that is represented by the letter BP in the second side. So it will be done her homework yesterday, and all this, if we unit it, there is a sentence, right? The subject NP in turns contains a noun. In this case, it is girl, and a determiner or an article also that is there. So we can see noun phrase the girl, right? And similarly, the VP contains a verb and an object. In this case, the verb is done, and an object that is MP is her homework yesterday. So the theory tells us that every little word has his own place in the sentence, and this is how we can divide them and study how sentences are studied and how it functions the syntax. So the object in P in the verb phrase is divided by a determiner. In this case is her, an adjective that is homework, and a noun is yesterday. So this is a simple theory about the sentence of the tree structure, and the book tells us that every sentence has its own way to be studied. It depends on the phrase that we said, and we can study the sentence and divide every little word and know what is the meaning of. So all this group, all these words is a sentence and a constituent. So a group of words that function together as a unit is a sentence and is a constituent. That is the one of the most important thing that the syntaxis studies. So the books tell us that, as I said, every sentence can be divided, and and there are a lot of kinds of sentence, right? So this is a simple theory about the book, about the syntax generative introductions, and it says that the sentence can be modified by an adjective. For example, in this case, we have this sentence, the table. If we say this sentence only an NP sentence, a noun phrase sentence, it will be the table. But if we want to modify the noun, we have to add an adjective that modifies the noun. For example, in this case, small. So if we say the table, we only know that there is a table somewhere in some place. Well, but if I say the small table, you will understand that the table that I'm telling you is small, so you have to look at it. So the theory tells us that every place of the word in the sentence can be changed, and the sentence can be modified by an adjective, or even by a noun, or even by a phrasal noun, or a positional phrase. For example, in this case, this sentence only have one positional phrase, that in this case is of wood. So if we say the table, it's only a noun phrase. But if we modify the noun with an adjective, it will be the small table, right? But if we add a prepositional phrase, in this case, it will be of wood. So we understand what we are talking about when we say this sentence, right? But also, while you are reading the book, you will see that every little word that you add to the sentence can be studied by Sintaxis. And every sentence has its own tree to be studied. That's the meaning of the book. So this is only an example that the book says. And here we have, for example, the bibliography, where we are reading this book from this page, and we see how the Sintaxis study the sentence, and how the principal study is the sentence structure. We can do sentences with a lot of words, and every word will have its own meaning. So the book is very a little bit complicated when you are reading, but while you are reading you will understand. So take a look at it, and I know that you will understand everything in that page. This homework has to be so little, so short, this video, because it's only a kind of what the book is talking about. And I hope to learn more and more about syntax and how we create sentences in English. So my name is Carlos Francisco Bocanegra, and I will see you in the next time.